Hello friends, hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Ace Tutor Point. Today we'll go through a complete guide to the research process from hypothesis to report, concepts every researcher must know. So, the overview of this session, what we'll cover today is hypothesis and variables, research proposal, review of literature, design and sampling, data gathering tools, analysis and testing, the research report, and the last we'll take key takeaways. So, we'll go through the introduction, the title of the research. So, the title is the researcher's resume, a brief analysis of related studies found in journals, magazines, and abstracts, giving evidence that the researcher is already familiar with what is known and unproved. Professional, the language should be professional in nature, not pedantic. Brief, not too lengthy or involved, but must give sufficient information about the study. Precise, written to be so worded that it gives sufficient information about the nature of the study. So the introduction declares the title, that is theme of the study, aligned in the center. Conceptual and research literature to be reviewed. Review of related literature from journals and magazines. The hypothesis tested on the basis of evidence. So, there are 8 steps in the research process. Identify the problem, review the literature, objectives and hypotheses, variables, design and sampling, tools to be used, then data collected and analysis, and the last is writing the report. So, understanding the hypothesis, that is foundations, a tentative supposition or provisional guess which seems to explain the situation under observations given by James, an expectation about event based on generalization of the assumed relationship between variables to be tested on the basis of compatibility with previous empirical evidence and knowledge. Each research questions or hypothesis must be based on any particular logical order. Question form represents simplest level of empirical observation. Declaration states an expected relationship between variables. Null, that is non-directional. No significant difference relationship, the accepted one. Directional shows the accepted direction of results between variables. So, variables in research. A variable is anything that varies or changes in value, a measurable characteristics that can change over the course of a scientific experiment. Independent teaching, then intervening language, then dependent, that is performance. So, independent variable presumed to influence other variables. Dependent, affected by the independent variable, the outcome. Moderator, that is a qualitative variable affecting direction or strength. Controlled, held constant so it does not affect the outcome. Intervening, explains causal links between two variables. So, preparing to research, review of related literature. Objectives of review is avoids replication, identifies and defines variables, decides the research method, selects the sampling method, understands research ethics, takes decisions about research. Primary sources: author reports own work directly. Research articles, books, monographs, dissertations and theses. Secondary source: author compiles and summarizes findings of others' work. Encyclopedias, indexes and bibliographic references. Methodology: research design and sampling. Research design is a mapping strategy based on sampling technique, objectives, sampling, research strategies, tools and techniques for analyzing data and reporting findings. Random. Every unit has an equal chance of selection. Stratified. Population divided into homogeneous strata. Cluster. Groups are randomly selected. Quota. Fixed quota per category. Non-random. Purposive. Groups match deliberately by the researcher. A research design includes research method or methods to be used, tools for collecting data, sampling method applied, and sample described, procedures for treating data. Next is purposive versus quota sampling. What is purposive sampling? Its merits. Sample groups can be easily matched. Homogeneity of subjects is used in the sample, gives better control of significant variables. Its demerits is reliability of the criteria is questionable, knowledge of population characteristics essential, errors in classifying population are possible. Quota sampling, its merits, an easy sampling technique to apply, an improvement over judgment sampling, most frequently used in social surveys. Demerits, not a fully representative sample, not free from observer bias or error, influenced by regional and social factors. We'll go through tools and techniques for data gathering. Psychological test is a standardized way to measure ability, intelligence, achievement, personality, and values. Observation, the oldest technique, perceiving and recording subjects' behaviors in a real situation. Interview, a systematic method to unravel the qualities and attitudes of the interviewee. Rating scale, expresses opinion or judgment on a scale of values, categories, or attributes. Sociometry studies the pattern of social relationships and acceptance within a group. Standardized test, fixed test items with norms for comparing individuals fairly and objectively. The classification and frequency distribution. You can see the map frequency distribution of course by faculties. Regarding boys and girls, in the subjects commerce, arts and science, data are classified according to the selected data analysis technique. Quantitative data are classified using a nominal, ordinal, interval or ratio scale of study. Why classify data? Classification makes the comparison between different columns of the same class possible. Graphical presentation makes frequencies more meaningful and significant. Comparative discussion about the frequencies of each level is highlighted. Nominal, ordinal, interval or ratio scale defines how data can be summarized. It's a sample given on the screen. You can see the sample and the graph. Next we'll go through the testing the hypothesis. So first is identify the null hypothesis and the alternative. Second, identify alpha, the level of significance. Third, find the critical values. Fourth, draw a graph and label the test statistic and critical region. Fifth, make a decision to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. Worked example, critical ratio, that is CR, comparing teaching aptitude scores of male and female secondary teachers. Interpretation is, since observed CR 2.12 greater than table value 1.976, the null hypothesis is rejected. Male secondary teachers show significantly higher teaching aptitude than the female teachers in Ahmedabad city. go through general format of the research report. So first is preliminary section. Title page, preface, acknowledgement, table of contents, list of tables and figures. Second is body of the report, in which it comes introduction and statement of problem, design of the study and procedures, analysis and interpretation of data, summary and conclusion. In reference section, it includes bibliography, appendix, index. Last, we'll go through the key takeaway of this session. A hypothesis is a testable, tentative guess, never a certainty. Variables, that is independent, dependent, moderate, control, intervening, define your study's structure. Reviewing literature avoids duplication and sharpens your research questions. Design and sampling decisions must match your population and objectives. Choose data gathering tools, tests, observation, interviews that suit your subjects. Analyze rigorously, test hypotheses honestly, and report findings transparently. So, this is it from today's session. Hope you have learned something new. We'll go through the another topic in the another session. Please like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss an update. Till then, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.